Hello fellow paranormalers, today is the 17th of February 2015 and it's a glorious day, if not very cold day in February here in Oxford, and I'm dressed like this because today is my fitness day where I go out and keep myself a bit fit, and I've done a video about that, about health in general. But anyway, it's important, people, to look after your heart, your system, your digestive system, everything. It doesn't take a huge amount of effort, you know. You don't have to keep going down to a gym and all that kind of stuff. You just need to use your noddle a little bit about, you know, what you're eating and how much exercise. Exercise is the key, really, to keeping fit. I'm not talking about gym stuff, you know. I'm talking about walking. I mean, I'm doing, you know, fairly heavy stuff. I have been doing it now quite intensely every week for about 3 years now. So I've always kind of kept kind of fit. But, you know, as you get older, the weight takes longer to take off, you know. And you do have to put a little bit more effort in. You know, you have to watch what you're eating, the kind of things that you eat. And I'm going to have to put my sunglasses on because it's actually very bright. You kind of have to watch what you eat, and you know, you do have to exercise. You have to go out, even if it's just, you know, go out for a walk, a few miles walk, or, you know, do something active. As my sort of doctor keeps saying, you know, do something several times a week where you're out of breath for 20 minutes or more. And you know, I walk a lot. I do exercise. I do this fitness. I've got a personal trainer. You know, and it's important. It's important for your general life, but it also, I find, is important for your paranormal work as well. You know, if you're the kind of person that goes off out and about in buildings, you know, old sites and stuff like that, you have to be kind of fit. You know, you have to be very aware about where you're treading. You know, you might have to go up and down lots of sort of rickety old stairs or steps of some sort. And, you know, especially if you're carrying around equipment, bags, lighting, camera, you know, it depends on, obviously, everyone's different. But it's important to stay fit. And I have actually done another video where I go into a little bit more depth, more to do with my, you know, sort of health and my business side. And you know, it's sort of what I do, but there's also a feeling of very well-being about feeling healthy, you know, about not being out of breath when you go up and down stairs, for instance, or if you have to run somewhere, run to catch a bus, or run to catch your child because they've run off, or, you know, any of those things, and then, you know, you feel, you know, you're heavy breathing, or your heart's pumping over the top, and you've actually only done something, a little bit of exertion. So, you know, it is important to keep yourself fit. You know, can't say that enough, really. But a big thing is also diet. Diet is quite key to maintaining your calorie intake. You know, it kind of annoys me a little bit when people keep going on and on and on and on about diets. My mum, my goodness, when she was alive, ever since I was really young, she was always on a diet. And she had a figure to die for, really. I mean, she was a very, you know, pretty woman. And she wasn't fat, and yet she was always kind of going on about diets, and you don't need to keep going on about diets. Yeah, if you're going to eat takeaways every single day, you know, and I know people that sometimes they eat takeaways twice a day, and then they wonder why they're overweight. And you know, I know people that have got diabetes and heart problems, and yet they'll drink still, you know, excessively drink. And I'm not, you know, there's everything within reason and everything within balance, is what my fitness guy keeps saying. but there are people who eat bad foods to excess, fatty foods to excess, high salt intake, high alcohol intake, and they'll smoke, and they'll, you know, they like sweet things, you know, sugar and such like, and it's just... And then they don't exercise, you know, they might have an office job, or they might have a driving job, or a job where, you know, that they're not really exercising their body. You know, it doesn't take a lot, really. Any health advisor or any fitness person will say it doesn't really take a lot to get that balance, and that's what it's about. It's about balancing your intake of food and calories, and with that comes, you know, a balance of carbohydrates, a balance of fats, a balance of protein, and, you know, other things. Drink plenty of water. You know, not drinking coffee all day long, for instance. You know, that's not the same as drinking water. You know, there's like, it's just about finding that balance, and it's about keeping the calorie intake to a level where you are burning off maybe a little bit more or as much as you're taking in. And that's the real balance, you know. That's the bit that you've got to try and find for yourself. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm actually a big advocate of you know, healthy. You know, people look at me sometimes and think, well, you know, I'm not particularly healthy. Yeah, I've got a belly, but for crying out loud, I'm old. It's not a beer belly or anything. I mean, it just, like, you know, 40 years old, and all of a sudden a stomach appeared. I don't drink, I don't excessively eat, you know, and it just took time to kind of get it, you know, to get it down. And so yeah, just looking out for all my fellow paranormalers, really. You know, no matter how cold or how hot or how windy or whatever is going on out there, just encourage you to make the effort to get outside. And even if all it is, you go for a walk. If you're going to go out and do an investigation somewhere, get there early and go for a walk for half an hour, or afterwards go for a walk, you know. You know, maybe cut down on that extra drink or something, you know, afterwards. And you know, there's loads of things you can do, really, if you think about it. If you're determined to actually look after your health, feel that little bit better and a bit more energetic and a bit more enthusiastic about doing things in your life, you've got to put a bit of effort into it. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again in another video.